Hello. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. As you're coming in, let me know where you guys are coming in from. Good morning. Welcome in. Let's see here. Good morning. Hello. Hey guys, today I said I was trying my best to get here super on time. And oh wow, that just went really bright. Super on time. And I was having a little trouble this morning with some tech stuff. Still on the Facebook side, but it's all right. I have YouTube in the room, and then I also have everyone here. Hi, Nishada. How are you? Welcome in. As you guys are coming in, go ahead and, if you can, just hit the little share button, that little arrow right there. Share it. Get somebody in the room. I want to share something with you guys really, really quick. If you see the title of this message, it's really called Unlock Your Voice. And guess what? That gets you to wealth. I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell you how in just a second. All right. I'm going to share with you how. I'm sitting here trying to get Facebook to work and it wouldn't work for me. And that's okay. Facebook just be tripping sometime. But as you guys are coming in, I want to let you guys in on a little secret of something that can really happen for you. And I want to share why really, really quick. I won't be before you guys for too long, only because I have some training that I have to go attend. But I want to share this. Listen, there is power in your voice. If you know that for sure, I want you to say, yes, there's power in my voice. There is absolute power in your voice. And this is something that I had to come to the realization of. So if y'all see me looking back and forth, understand that I'm looking between YouTube and I'm looking between Instagram really quick and just trying to really go live and do everything at one point, at one time. All right, so listen to this. There is power in your voice, and that's something that you really need to understand right now. And what I mean by power in your voice is there is power once you decide to not be silent anymore, not let anything stifle you and get your message out. But not only get your message out, hold on. You don't only get your message out, you also know how to get your message across clearly. People have to understand the message that you're trying to share with them, right? So, what does that mean? You must be great at communication. So, number one, if you unlock your voice, you unlock your wealth. That's number one. Go ahead and put that. Number one, unlock your voice, unlock your wealth. Number two, we all have a story to share. And because we have that story that we can share, it's a story of how we came out of that thing that was holding us back. It's a story of how probably a limiting belief kept you back. It's a story probably of how you started to gain confidence. It's a story maybe of how you came out of trials and you have been delivered and set free. And guess what? You can take that story now and you can take that story and begin to share it with others. What does that do? It liberates others. It sets them free. I'm going to tell you something else that story does. It solves a problem for someone else. Somebody say, solve a problem. All right. Good morning. If you're jumping on here, welcome in. Go ahead and share this with somebody. If you guys do not know who I am Dee Giles, also known as Prophetess Dee Giles. And I just love the Lord and I just love to help people really walk in generational wealth and really just walk in their divine assignment and gain clarity in their life and in the assignment that God has given them, right? And so in order to do that, I really want to tell you something is you're going to have to unlock. You're going to have to not be muzzled no more in this season. You're going to have to gain this level of confidence where you said everything that was holding me back from the place, the destination that I need to get to will no longer hold me back. One of my favorite things to do is to journal, right? It's one of my favorite things to do, and I share this with everybody. Another favorite thing of mine is to read the Word of God, and I'm going to tell you why. I love to read the Word of God because, number one, it renews my mind. Somebody say mind renewal. And number two, right, there are so much principles in there that when you begin to read it, you're like, oh my God, you're literally telling me how to live my life, how to do this thing. It's not a guessing work. I don't have to guess my way through life because there's a manual that tells me how I need to live. There's a manual that tells me how I need to conduct my business. There's a manual that tells me that how I need to communicate with grace. There's a manual that tells me how I need to have integrity in everything that I do. There's a manual that tells me if kindness and wisdom is upon my lips, the things that will begin to happen. There's a manual that tells me that he who shows himself friendly has many friends. There's a manual that tells me how to do these things. There's a manual that tells me that God gives me the power to get wealth. There's also this manual, which is the Bible, that tells me that God gives me knowledge of witty inventions. He gives you these divine ideas. Right? So when you are in the presence of God and you begin to read the word, not only that, when God begins to give you the books that you need to read, or these divine ideas come to you, guess what now? All this information is storing in you. You will have this story that you have to tell, right? This message that is within you, not only this story, but now you have so much wisdom and knowledge that you can share with other people. Guess what? The Bible says, buy wisdom, right? So there's going to be people that can come to you and say, you are a solution to my problem. How can I receive the wisdom that you have? And then there's going to be some times where you give that wisdom out for free. And then there's going to be times where you can actually put a price on the message that you have to share with somebody, on the service, on the product that you can share with somebody. Why do I say this? Because someone who's able to pay for your intelligence, for your wisdom, they're going to pay attention to what you're giving. What does that mean? You are not casting your pearls before swine. I'm going to say that again. You are not casting your pearls before swine. And I'm okay with saying that. And the reason why I am okay with saying it, because I have seen it for too long. I've been at this for a few years now. And I realize that people who really do pay attention. People who really pay a price for something, pay attention, right? People who pay a price to do something, they invest. When they invest in a product, or they invest in coaching, or they invest in your services, they really pay attention to what you have to offer. And then, because if that is your assignment to them, you feel like you can really pour into that person. I'm not talking about just church. I'm talking about if anyone is a coach, an author, or speaker here, just say me really quick. I want to see if you are. Just say me. If you are a coach, I'm going to see if I can put this over here really quick. If you are a coach, author, speaker, say me. There we go. That way I can look at both of y'all at the same time. All right. We got a few in the house. Me. Love it. We got a few on Instagram. Do we have any coaches, authors, speakers on YouTube on this page? Love it. God, there's a few of you guys on my page on Instagram. Well, welcome. Okay, so first of all, so since there's a lot of them on Instagram, I'm be talking to Instagram. I'm talking to YouTube too. I'm talking to Instagram. If you are a coach, author, and speaker, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this light off. If you are a coach, author, or speaker, I need you to understand this right now. When you unlock your voice, that means you can unlock your voice through speaking, right? I like to say speak your way to wealth, because you can. You can unlock your voice through speaking. You can unlock your voice through, oh, see me trying to fix this lighting, you guys. You can unlock your voice through speaking, through becoming an author, and also through coaching. You're probably like, how, Dee? How do I do that? This is the way you do that. The way you do that is when you write a book and you share your story. Instagram's not loving me today when it comes to this lighting, y'all. Bear with me. Here we go. What is going on? Okay. When you write a book and you share your story, that is you unlocking your voice, right? When you begin to coach and you share your journey or the blueprint that God has given you, the blueprint that you have in order to be able to help someone, that is you unlocking your voice. That's you not remaining stifled, but saying, I'm going to go ahead and help people. When you begin to speak and you go on stages, or maybe it's your own platform online, that is you helping others, right, to go on a journey that you've already been in, and you're trying to save them the time because you've already been on that journey. Do you get what I'm saying? Does anybody understand what I'm saying here? Somebody says, do I need to have a certification to become a speaker, coach, or course creator? No, you do not. Not at all. You do not have to do that. I have been a coach for, my God, two, 3 years now. No certification. I've been just fine. I've been all right. You don't need it. You do need to have some experience of what you actually know. You just need to know a skill more than someone else knows a skill, more than someone else. All right. And so when you begin to, where was I? When you begin to unlock your voice and share your message, this is a way where wealth is going to come. And some people don't believe that. But this is one thing I do know. Closed mouths don't get fed. Somebody just type that in real quick. Closed mouths don't get fed. I need y'all to type that in real quick. Closed mouths don't get fed. Type that in. Closed mouths don't get fed. Period. Not at all. So if your mouth is closed, how are you going to eat? If your mouth is closed, how are you going to eat? Coaches, authors, speakers. If your mouth is closed, how are you going to eat? How are you going to benefit those people who need to hear from you? How is your audience going to find you? You heard me. How's your audience going to find you if your mouth is closed? If you're not showing up every single day in some type of way, how is your audience going to find you? I may be getting loud, but sometimes I get loud when I get really excited. If your mouth is closed, meaning I don't see you on social media, there's no influencers or nothing happening, how are we supposed to find you who actually need you? Closed mouths do not get fed. If you are an author, you should be promoting somehow, whether it's content, whether it's the quotes that you're putting, whether you're out there to promote your book. If you are a speaker, a coach, somehow you should be giving value to your people through social media, whether it's by educational tips you can give us something, give us something, because this is how your audience is going to be attracted to your voice. Unlock your voice and I'm telling you, you're going to get wealth. Why? Because the voices that are for you are going to be attracted to you. They're going to find you. They're going to find you. So there is so much money to be made aside from preaching, which is really just which is really impactful. Preaching is not about making money. Preaching is really about impacting lives, making an influence, creating influence. And so are the other speaking things. But I'm talking about, with ministry, it's, you're making an impact. You're changing lives too. You don't need to, I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about right now. If y'all unlock your mouth for the coaches, authors, and speakers, what begins to happen? So one of the highest paying careers that you can have is to be a communicator. One of the highest paying careers you can have is to really unlock your voice. Somebody say how if you want to learn how. Somebody say how if you want to learn how. Because I'm gonna give it to you guys. Because some of y'all may be thinking she don't know what she's talking about. There's no one. Okay, somebody said how. I want to see if somebody's gonna say how here on Instagram. I want to tell y'all how really quick. All right, somebody said how. Here is how. Actors, the actors that we all sit and watch while we're on our couch eating popcorn and everything, who we watch, who's living the life out there. I mean, like making so much money. They are communicators. They are using the gift of their voice to entertain us. We are literally paying Netflix, which is paying them, or we're paying to watch a movie, which is also putting money in their pockets. They are communicators. Let's find another one. Y'all ready? Not only coaches and actors, but the speakers that we go to watch all the time. The speakers that you pay to go sometimes for conferences, it can be a business conference, whatever it is, they get paid a lot of money. In one single day, they can get paid, $30,000. In one single day, they can get paid 12,000. The sky is the limit. They can get paid for that event that they're at. And you're probably like, how 30,000? Well, 30,000 if they, number one, are getting paid to speak at the event. And number two, if they're selling products at the event. Number three, did they sell tickets to get, did they sell tickets to get you to that event? Let's ask me how again. That's speakers, coaches. We're gonna go to coaches. All right. Let's go to coaches now. You're probably like, Dee, why are you sharing this? I'm sharing this because I want people to understand that there is a way out of poverty and there's a way out of lack. And the majority of you already possess a lot of these skills. The skills just need to be sharpened. All right. Here's another one. Another one is the coaches. People are paying coaches. Why? The coaches speak to you. They give you their tactics, but what are they doing all the time? They're just talking to you. They're telling you, they're teaching you. They're teaching you, they're coaching you on how to get from point A to point B because they've already gotten there and they can help you along the journey. That's communicating. That coach, you're probably paying that coach sometimes 25K, maybe 10K, maybe 5K. People who have coaches sometimes are paying 50K. I've heard of people who actually pay $1 million. Yes, I've heard it. I've been in the room. $1 million for their coach. All right, let's think of another way communication benefits you. How about people who are selling books? Somebody type in the word author. Just type it in, author. My nose is bothering me. All right, type in the word author. I'm going to share this with y'all really quick. All right, so here's another way that if you unlock your voice, you get wealth. When people write books and they actually market their books the right way, they keep continuing to market their books and talk about it, people actually make extra income. My husband and I have made extra income from the books that we wrote. It's passive income. That is a gift of communication. You actually was communicating your story, or if it's not your story, something you learned, and you actually went ahead and you put that in a book. Speaker, coaches, and authors, you have the opportunity to make so much income. But show up daily, unlock your wealth. I'm going to say it again, closed mouths don't get fed. And as long as you understand that, influencers, somebody said, wow, I love that. Influencers, the influencers, some influencers, when you look at them, you think, oh my gosh, they might be making so much money. Maybe there's deals. Some influencers are not making money. All they have is a following, but they don't even know how to monetize their following. They haven't created any products. They haven't built anything. There's no coaching. And why can I say that? Is because the system, the structure of how they have built their following, they try to just keep it up by entertaining their following. They have nothing else that they can provide but entertainment. Also motivation. So I have come to learn for maybe half a year now, or maybe a whole year now. I can't remember because time for me is like, it's weird. That motivation does not pay up sometimes. What do I mean by that? And I'm going to share this with somebody who's probably like, well, I can just motivate people all the time through my social media and hope one day I can monetize my audience. Here's the thing. So with motivation, because all you're doing is really motivating people who probably aren't motivated already and they need the motivation, it doesn't get people to buy. So if you want to unlock your voice through motivation, you're just going to have to really be very creative and find out how you can do that. And a lot of the times through motivation, it might take like you selling merchandise in order for people to really buy from you. Because if you go try to sell your coach, it may work. It may just work. But I'm just letting you know that motivation doesn't sell. educational sales, because when you have something to offer somebody where you're teaching them how to get out of point A to point B, I'm not just motivating you to get out, I am teaching you how to get out. Once you're able to teach somebody how to get through a journey, get to a place or new skills, then they look at it as valuable and they're willing to pay you the price that you are charging them so they can get to somewhere else. I love that. Somebody say education sells. Educate your people. This is why I'm educating you right now. I switched and I didn't realize that I'm a very inspirational person in general. And I didn't realize that just flows out of me. Maybe it's just part of the prophetic gift. I'm a very inspirational person in general. I love to inspire and I will continue to inspire people. But along the inspiration, I'm going to educate you because somebody say it again, education sells. This is why even when we started talking about digital products and creating wealth, I wanted people to understand not only am I making money, but I want you to understand that you have the power to get wealth and you can make some money and you can have passive income. I'm not just entertaining you and showing you how I'm living my life. I also wanted to tell you that this is how this digital marketing works. This is how this digital product works, right? So I'm going to say it again. When you unlock your voice, you literally unlock your wealth. You can speak your way to wealth. You can speak your message to wealth. A lot of the people right now, I'm going to give you, like, if you think of, let's just think of some examples. Think of Oprah Winfrey, right? She used her mouth, right, in order for her to create income. Her mouth got her where she was because she was a talk show host. She was Oprah, right? Think of Steve Harvey. I just want you all to think of some of these people who use their mouth. It was all mouths. The people who are doing the laborious work behind the scenes sometimes aren't the people who are getting the most money, but the people who are the communicators and the imaginators. I want y'all to say imaginators. Imaginators are the people who create stuff. Well, we all create stuff, but you know what I mean. Imaginators are those people who are the brains, really the brains who's able to think of things. Think of Walt Disney, think of Bill Gates, think of Steve Jobs, think of the Facebook guy. Why am I forgetting his name? What's the Facebook guy name, you guys? What is his name? Zuckerberg. There you go. Think of Zuckerberg. These were imaginators. These are people who imagined something, who thought of something, and it's like it took over, right? So that's why I said, if you guys unlock your voice, you are this. Thank you, Michael. You are this close to the imaginators. And you're probably like, how is that? I'm gonna tell you how. A beautiful thing starts to happen when you unlock your voice. A beautiful thing starts to happen when you start to jot down your story, when you start to journal, when you start to really take your time to begin to communicate and not just, I'm going to say something that sounds so weird. Maybe it won't sound weird to some of you guys. You're not just living in this matrix. See, the world that we're living in, when I look at it, I feel like, as y'all watching the movie Matrix, feels like we're in this matrix where the same repetitive thing starts to happen. But the moment you start to use your brain, you start to use your mind, you start to really say, hey, maybe I do have something to share. And you start to jot down things. What begins to happen is creativity starts to spark up again. This is God's intention. His design for us is to be creative. We are creative beings, and we are living in a world, a system that is trying to keep us like staying stuck. You might say, how? It's trying to keep you staying stuck by you playing by their rules. They're training you just so you can work for them. This is why we decided to homeschool our kids, so that our kids can begin to think for themselves, do for themselves. They can begin to be creative. They can be imaginative. They can actually start speaking. I'm about to hire my children. I'm hiring them because first of all, I found out about some tax things. I'm hiring my kids, but then even while I hire my kids, they're doing some work within our ministry and business that's going to really teach them how to do their own thing in life versus being in a system that keeps your mouth shut And in a system that says, if I don't go to college, I'm not going to be successful. I don't know what to do. And God has already placed so much talents and gifts on the inside of you. All you need to do is learn a new skill, sharpen. And your skill is not going to take you $50,000 a year at a university to learn, unless you want to be a doctor, unless you want to be a lawyer. Then you're going to need some of those things, because I mean, that's the way it functions. But if you want to be a business owner, any of those things, most of the times you do not need a business degree. A lot of the people, y'all watch Shark Tank. Have y'all watched Shark Tank? You know, Mr. Wonderful and Mark Cuban and all of them and Barbara. Y'all go look at some of these people's lives and go look at their history. Some didn't even graduate college, and you see that they are billionaires. I want God's people to understand that a lot of these people out here are operating on biblical principles, whether they know it or not. And here we are, we actually read the Bible and we're not operating on that principle. Well, I am now, right? So unlock your voice and unlock your wealth. Don't stay silent. Go learn something new today or share your story. Have like a section in your notes or Google Docs where you have stories of things that have happened to you that transformed your life, that you know when you share it will transform someone else's life, right? When you share it, it will actually benefit someone else. Go ahead and have a section on your phone or your Google Docs and actually write that out so that you have stories that can be able to impact other people. And then maybe one day you can take that story and you can put it in a book, or maybe you can create a framework and start a coaching business, right? So if this has helped you today, leave a comment down below and let me know how it has helped you. And if you want to see more content like this, let me know down in the comments below if you would like to see more content like this. I'm going to come out with it anyways, but tell me what you would like for me. If you have any thoughts of something you want me to talk about in regards to coaching, authors, speakers, anything of that sort, or business. When the live has ended, then leave me your comment, okay? Because I'm not going to see it, and I want to be able to see it, because the live is just going to give me live stuff, okay? So that's when I want you to leave me a comment. But do you guys have any questions before I get off? Actually, I'm going to go ahead and let me see. Do y'all have any questions? All right, YouTube, this was great. But YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and end the live, and y'all leave me any comments there of what you would like to see more on this channel. Let me know, and I'll start working on it. God bless y'all.